Pittsburgh Steelers cornerback Cam Sutton has officially received his suspension for violating the NFL's Code of Conduct policy, receiving an 8-game suspension for the first 8 games of the 2024 regular season without pay. What this means for the Pittsburgh Steelers is that they will be without their starting slot cornerback for the first 8 weeks of the season. They've been preparing for this, expecting a suspension to come. For those of you who have not followed along with Cam Sutton's story, he was arrested back in March, had a warrant placed out for his arrest for domestic violence. That was dropped from a felony to a misdemeanor battery charge. Once he turned himself in, he was eventually released from prison and is now working it out with the mother of his child. He signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers after being released from the Detroit Lions, spent 1 season there, signed a 3-year, $33 million deal with them a year ago, signed a veteran minimum contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers this year, roughly just over $1 million for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Half of that is now gone. He will operate the back half of the Pittsburgh Steelers season. He is eligible for reinstatement on October 29th. What that means is that the Week 8 game against the New York Giants, he will be activated right after, eligible to play in Week 10 because the Pittsburgh Steelers have a bye week in Week 9. His first game of the season, his first game back with the Pittsburgh Steelers will be against the Washington Commanders. The Steelers have said throughout OTAs and minicamp that they have been preparing for a potential suspension, and they have been giving guys like Anthony Averett and Darius Rush and undrafted rookie Beanie Bishop more reps to try and space out a role moving forward. Josiah Scott has been a name to watch who has been impressive during OTAs and minicamp to potentially take on that role, but the Steelers will be looking for help. A name like Patrick Peterson may now be on the table for them. Sutton has waived his right to appeal, which means that this suspension is final. It will be 8 games. He will be activated on the 29th and return to the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 9. They have nothing to do about it, and they will wait it out until he returns for the back half of the season. A momentous day for the Pittsburgh Steelers, one that will determine their 53-man roster and how they view the front half of the regular season and potentially the back half of the regular season with or without Cam Sutton. Big news, more to come as we follow along and see how the Pittsburgh Steelers plan to replace their starting slot corner.